ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ। ଆମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଇନ୍ ଜର୍ମାନୀ ତରଫରୁ ଗୋଟେ ୱେବିନାର ସିରିଜ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଛୁ, ଯୋଉଥିରେ ଆମେ ଆସନ୍ତା ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ଜର୍ମାନୀ ପାଇଁ କି ଏଠି ପାଠ ପଢିବାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ କି ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୟାରିୟର ବନିବାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିପାରିବା। ୱେବିନାର ସିରିଜର ନାମ ହେଉଛି ଷ୍ଟଡିଜ ଆଣ୍ଡ କ୍ୟାରିୟର ଇନ୍ ଜର୍ମାନୀ। ଆପଣ ୟାକୁ ୟୁଟ୍ୟୁବରେ ବି ପାଇପାରିବେ। ଆଉ ଆଜିକାର ଟପିକ ହେଉଛି language challenges of higher education in Germany, in English or German. So ଆଜିର ଆମର ସ୍ପିକର ହଉଛନ୍ତି ଶୁଭମ ଷଡଙ୍ଗୀ, ଯିଏକି ଏଠି ମେକାନିକାଲ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ୱେଷ୍ଟଫେଲିଆ ହକ୍ସଚୁଲେ କିଚେନ ଜର୍ମାନୀରୁ। ସିଏ ତାଙ୍କର ପୂର୍ବ ଏଜୁକେସନ କରିଥିଲେ SRM ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ ଅଫ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ଚେନ୍ନାଇରୁ। ଆଉ ଆମ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ସ୍ପିକର ଆଜି ହଉଛନ୍ତି ମଦନ ମୋହନ ବେହେରା, ଯିଏକି ଏଇଠି ଜଣେ ଡକ୍ଟରାଲ ରିସର୍ଚର। ସିଏ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି CRA GmbH ଜର୍ମାନୀରେ, ULCO ଫ୍ରାନ୍ସରେ ବି, ଆଉ ୟୁମନ୍ସ ବେଲଜିୟମରେ ବି କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ସିଏ ତାଙ୍କର ମାଷ୍ଟର୍ସ ଡିଗ୍ରୀ କରିଥିଲେ ଏନର୍ଜି ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ହକ୍ସଚୁଲେ ପ୍ରିମେନ୍ ହରବାନରୁ 2019ରେ ସାରିକି। ସୋ ମୁଁ ଏବେ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି ଶୁଭମ ଷଡଙ୍ଗୀ ଆଉ ମଦନ ମୋହନ ବେହେରାଙ୍କୁ, ଯିଏକି ଏଇ ସେସନଟାକୁ ଆଗେଇ ନେବେ।
तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद संस्कृत भाई मते अपॉर्चुनिटी दवा ପାଇଁ ଆଜିର ଇଏରେ ସେୟାର କରିବା ପାଇଁ। ତ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ପଚାରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, ଏଟା ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କହିବି ଚଳିବ ତ?
ହଁ, ଏଭରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ୱେଲକମ୍। ଆମେ ପ୍ରାଇମେରିଲି ଅଡିଏନ୍ସ ରଖିଛୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଯାହାକୁ ଟିକେ ଅସୁବିଧା ହବ କିମ୍ବା ଇଂଲିଶ କାହାକୁ ଯଦି ଟିକେ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଅସୁବିଧା ହଉଥିବ, ପ୍ଲିଜ ହାତ ରେଜ୍ କରିକି ଟିକେ ଜଣେଇବେ। ଅଦରୱାଇଜ ଶୁଭମ ଆପଣ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରିପାରନ୍ତି ଯୋଉଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସୁବିଧା ହବ।
Sure. Okay. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. Myself here Shubham Sarangi, and I'm doing my bachelor studies here in mechanical engineering from Westfälische Hochschule Gelsenkirchen. And Gelsenkirchen is a small town here in the North Rhine-Westphalia state of Germany. So primarily, I have already done the 3-year bachelor program from SRM Institute of Technology in India, but I'm already a part of the dual degree program. That is, I will be getting degree from both SRM as well as the Westfälische Hochschule Gelsenkirchen here in Germany. And how I got into that and what are the procedures and criteria to get into such programs, I will let you know in our upcoming slides. And today with me will be my partner, Mr. Madan Mohan Behra, who is a doctoral researcher here at the ECRH GmbH Germany, and is working simultaneously at ULCO France and UMONS at Belgium. And furthermore, he has already done his master's degree in the field of process engineering and energy technology from the Hochschule Bremerhaven in the years from 2016 to 2019. So I would like to start. I would like to give an agenda on what all topics we'll be discussing today. So I will be starting with the basic knowledge about the bachelors in Germany and what are the differences when you do a bachelor's in India and Germany, which will be followed by what are the language skills you require actually to do your bachelor's here in Germany, and what all the advantage you actually get when you do a bachelor's here in Germany. And it will be further carried out by my colleague, Mr. Madan Mohan Behra, about the master studies and how can you finance yourself during your master studies, like the internships, part-time jobs, and the thesis. So let us now start with the topic bachelor's in Germany and the language requirements. So first of all, I would like to bring into notice that the bachelor studies in India is somewhat different from the bachelor studies here in Germany. So as per the standard guidelines of the UGCA, so the bachelor studies in India is basically minimum from 8 to 10 semester, which comes up to 4 to 5 years for certain courses. Like for most of the engineering courses, it's a 4 years, that's 8 semesters, and for certain architectural courses, it goes up to 5 years. But that's not the case for the bachelors when you see here in Germany. The bachelor studies here in Germany are mostly of for about up to maximum of 6 sems, and in some cases it go up to 8 semesters. So the period of study here is usually lesser as compared to that of the Indian bachelor system. Yeah, and one of the most amazing things of the bachelor's here in Germany, which I also enjoy, is you don't need to write exams, multiple exams each and every semester. You just need to study throughout the semester, or you can just do part-time jobs according to along with your study. And at the end of the semester, only you need to write the exam. And these exams are also pretty cool because these exams are not like in India, that in 1 week they will be having 2 or 3 exams. For example, I have my exam, the semester exam, which we call here Klausur, the next month, and I'm only writing 2 exams in the whole semester, in the whole month for this semester. And the rest 2 exams will be in the next month, which is in the month of August. So that's a pretty good thing which I found about the German bachelor system. And the another amazing thing about doing bachelor's here in Germany is the cost reduction. So when you do a bachelor's in India, you will have to pay a lot of tuition fees. But here in Germany, you generally pay a semester contribution fee ranging from 250 euros to like 400 euros. And within this 250 euros or 400 euros, you also get some amazing benefits like semester tickets and all, which I will be discussing in our later slides. So let us now come to the pre-requirements. What are the pre-requirements, like the basic requirements that you need to do a bachelor's here in Germany? So basically, they are, when you want to do a bachelor's in Germany, as Germany is a majority of people here in Germany speak the German language. So the courses are offered in German taught program and also in the English, as the English taught program. So it upon the candidate which program he wants to choose, whether it's the German taught program or the English taught program. So as you can see here in the slides, there are the different criteria and pros and cons of each program. So taking into consideration, first of all, about the German taught program, I would like to mention here that getting an acceptance letter for the German taught program is much easier as compared to the English taught program. Like for example, even if you have 50% of the passing rate, then you can easily get the German taught program. But for that, you again need another pre-requirement, which is the language requirement. You should have the language. You should know the German language minimum of the level C1. So there are different levels according to the European language framework. But in order to study in the German college under the German taught program, your minimum requirement is the C1 level of language. And moreover, in certain colleges, there are also some additional requirement apart from the language requirement, like the exams called test hours, which you need to pass with a minimum marks of 100. And coming back to this language thing, so there are different language exams like the test of, which is Deutsch, which is Test für Deutsch als Fremdsprache, and the TELC exam, DSH exam, and the Goethe certificate. So these are the different exams which you can appear. Only the TESDAF exam is the only exam that can be appeared by the candidates in India, along with the Goethe C2 exam. But for the exams like the TELC Hochschule or the DSH Prüfung, like the DSH exam, you need to be here in Germany because the exam centers are only here in Germany. And now, as compared to this, there are English taught programs also available parallel next to the German taught programs. But the thing with the English taught programs is like, because there's a lot of competition with the English taught programs, so a lot of students apply for the English taught program. So there's a lot of competition also in this field. So as per my knowledge, because I'm doing a German taught program, so I can give a better idea of the German taught program, but my colleagues have been doing the English taught program also. So as per my knowledge, when you want to do an English taught program, then you need to apply to the various websites like UniSS, DART website, and all. But for the German thing, I had to apply directly to my college. I had to write a mail to the international office. I'm interested in this course and I would like to do it. And that's how I got enrolled to my college here and with the mechanical engineering. And the another pre-requirement for studying in the English program for most of the colleges here in Germany, and that is for some of the German programs also, that you need to do minimum 1 year of study in India under one of the colleges which is listed and accepted by the UGC Act of 1956. Yeah. So that's also one of the requirements. And along with the normal bachelor course, what you will be doing here in the English program, it is mandatory for the students over here to undergo a German language course, integrated German language course program along with the college curriculum. And for certain colleges also ask for the English proficiency level, although we have already done our education in India fully in English, but it varies from college to college. So that was about the language skills and a brief discussion about the German taught and the English taught program. Now, actually, what are the advantages of doing a bachelor's degree and getting a bachelor's degree from Germany? So first of all, whenever I discuss about this point, the first thing that comes to my mind is the amazing course flexibility. Taking my own example, I would like to explain that, like, for example, when I wanted to do a mechanical engineering course here in Germany, so I wasn't sure whether to take the automation full, like the mechanical engineering fully, or mechanical engineering with a glance of automation and process engineering in it. So the professor here called me to a personal meeting and he explained me about all the courses scenario and all. And at the end of the day, he told me, like, I can see your interest is there in automation field and you have great knowledge in this field, so you can take this course. But you enroll yourself in this course and you see for 1 month. If you are not comfortable with this course and you find certain number of topics are totally new for you, then you let me know, then I can change to some other courses. So yeah, this is the very beautiful thing I found about the German education system here in Germany, which wasn't available to me when I was doing my bachelor's in India. And coming to the other points here, so right now I'm in my final semester here in bachelor's, and in order to get a degree, I need to do a internship with a company over here in Germany. And this internship will be followed by a thesis submission at the college. And this thesis will be done completely alone by me on the basis of the work, like the internship I did in the company under a guide. So what I found very beautiful about this BE degree in Germany is that when you are a student, from that period itself, they prepare you for the industries. So I am here right now in my college, but I need to do the internship side by side in order to get a degree. But in India, we generally need to do a major project under a professor and we need to submit to the professor in front of a panel, and that's how we get a degree. But here in Germany, without practicum, that is the internship, we doesn't get any degree over here. And that's the thing. The labs over here, along with the theoretical subjects, are more practical oriented. For example, I'm having this semester the automation lab, and in this automation lab, there was a lecture last week for me in the lab in which the NRW's region, who is the head of the company Hash Automation, he was invited and he explained us everything about the automation thing, how automation is working in their company. So that's what very interesting I found here in Germany. And I would also like to bring into contact that most of the students in the Germany, like basically here in German program as I am doing, more than 80% of the students will be the German students. Only rest 20% of the students will be the international students, and that depends from where they are. And mostly out of these 20% also mostly will be the European students from the neighboring countries like France, Spain, and like these. So when you make actually the German friends and these German speaking people, then you have a lot of other opportunities here along with your studies here in Germany also. And that's something very interesting and very required when you are in your initial months of here in Germany, because you are alone in this whole new country. And when you have someone to look after you and who will be better than the college students who can help you in your studies and side by side along with your life. And the another great advantage of getting a bachelor's degree in Germany is that you, while applying for the master's college after doing the bachelor's, you won't be considered as an international student. You will be considered as a German student. Like it means, as I will be getting a degree from a German college under the German taught program, so I will be equally treated as a German student applying for his master's tomorrow. So I don't need to write any other exams like the GRE or the IELTS and other exams of the college. So that's the major advantage which I find of doing the bachelor's in Germany. And now I would like to request my colleague, Mr. Madan Mohan Das, to discuss more about the further topic.
Thank you, Subham. Thank you, Subham. And yes, it was really a lot of information. So I will be taking forward from there. And here I will be speaking more about the master studies in Germany and different German language challenges that one will face for, and it's in perception, sorry, it's in the perspective of a person who barely speaks German, who has applied for a master's program from India, specifically India, but other non-German speaking countries. And he directly comes into Germany to study the master course, but at the same time faces a lot of cultural and linguistic shocks. So first of all, before going to the exact challenges, let's have a brief overview of the master studies. It was also touched upon in the last webinar as well. So first of all, the language of the study. So the study language for the master courses are generally very different kinds. So there is one type where you have 100% English courses. So they are called as the English taught program, which is similar to what Subham has said for the bachelor's. So we have English taught programs where for applications, you need to give an IELTS or a TOEFL exam. And generally the IELTS or TOEFL exam shows B2 to C1 level of your English. And in some cases, you need to also provide German language proficiency certificate, which can range from A1 to B1 level. So it depends really on the universities. So it is really strange that even if you have a 100% English taught program, they still ask for German proficiency. This is generally because it will help you to get used to or to communicate with the local people there when you reach to Germany, and try to communicate with them for your day-to-day activities. There are also 100% German taught programs in the masters, which is similar to what Subham has said for bachelor's. So you need to do exams like TESDAF and show your German proficiency at least of C1 level. And there is also hybrid courses, I would say, that which is a mixture of English and German taught courses. So the percentage really depends, like it could be 25% of English, 75% of German, or the other way around, where it will be like 75% of German to 25% of English, or 50% of both of them. So for the German proficiency certificates, you generally need to get it done from India. So generally the accepted ones are the Goethe certificates that you get from the Goethe institutes. There are different Goethe institutes in all the metropolitan cities of India. And there are some of the smaller cities where you can find these Goethe institutes. Generally, here either you can directly study in these institutes and then give an exam and get a certificate, or you can also do your tuitions or the tutorials in privately and then register for this examination as an external candidate. So you can just give an exam for the Goethe Institute and you will get a certificate once you pass the exam. And you can use this certificate to prove your German proficiency and use it for your master's application. At the same time, when you reach the German university, so once you get the admit, you go to get the visa, and then you fly to Germany. And once you join your university, Generally, the universities provide free German courses. As Subham also said that in the bachelor's, they do the same. So it's in the master's also is like you will have free German courses, which generally teach you from the basics of German language to intermediate level. But for really highly fluent German skills, you need to apply to private language schools or like only language schools and not like a German course in a university. And for the IELTS is generally organized by the British Council, and for a good master's course, or just to be sure that you get an admit in a master's course in Germany, you need to score at least 6 to 6.5 out of 9, which is generally an average score that one can get in IELTS. One should get in IELTS. So I will now quickly describe the brief course structure of the masters. So there are two types of masters. There is a 3-semester master and a 4-semester master. So what is the difference? So in the 3-semester master, you have 90 ECTS. When I say 90 ECTS, it's the European credit system. So it's 90, and you should not be confused with the credit system we have in India. It's very different. And there is also a correlation which is not officially available on the internet, but you can have a like a rough estimation of the credits according to ECTS. So generally you have 90 ECTS, which is 30 ECTS per semester in a 3-semester master's course. But in a 4-semester master's course, this credit goes up to 120 ECTS. So in the what is the difference? Main difference between these two master courses is that the 3-semester master course is generally provided by universities of applied sciences. So these are more industry oriented universities. So people passing out or graduating from these universities go directly to the to work in the industry. But there is also a 4-semester master course which is offered by full-fledged universities, which is generally the same that we have in India. So it's like full-fledged universities or TUs, universities and TUs. TUs means technical university, and people generally graduating from here go for research. So generally PhD, and after that postdoctoral generally. But I have seen people like myself. I'm graduated from University of Applied Sciences, but I'm still doing a PhD. So you will find a lot of cases like this. With time, these two courses are merging, and people from a 3-semester course are going for research, and people from a 4-semester course are going to the industries, and this trend is really changing over the time. And for both the master courses, you have to do a compulsory master thesis, which lasts up to 6 months. While for the 3-semester master course, you may or may not do an internship. It's always voluntary. It's recommended, but it's a voluntary one. While in a 4-semester master's course, it's generally a compulsion to do an internship. So when you do an internship, it's generally in a research group in the university or in research institutes like Fraunhofer, which is analogous to what we have like CSIR in India, but it's Fraunhofer in Germany. There are other research institutes like DLR has a research institute where you can do your internship and stuff. So yes, and most importantly, when you apply for your master studies, everyone says this, and you must be knowing this by now, that you have to go to the DAD website to have a full information of different master courses available for you in German. So what are the language challenges and tips, which is actually the center of this webinar? So when you reach to these are the points that are like my personal experience, and the experiences of people could be different. So yes, so the language challenges, the first one that I faced, and normally my friends, colleagues, and whoever I knew in my friend circle faced, is that it will be really, really tough. It will be really tough to understand what the people are speaking, because the German, even if you have learned the basics of German from India, it will be still difficult for you to understand the German that the native speakers speak. So it's a bit difficult, but at the start, but it will go easy on you as the time passes by. There are certain basic rules that you need to understand initially so as to avoid any unnecessary fines from the legal department. So generally in the universities, people speak English, but it's not always like that. So there are like students generally understand English, but the way they speak, or maybe you can find people who don't speak English at all. So you still need to have to learn a bit of German. So when I say a bit of German, you have to be familiar with German greetings and certain German words that you can use, let's say to buy a stuff from the shop, or to ask for help, or to ask for a direction if you are lost in the city, and so on and so forth. So there are other bureaucratic stuffs like you need to do once you reach to Germany, and you will need to do in the due course of your stay in Germany, like the working, queries in the bank, the housing agencies for your apartment, the electricity and the gas providers, etc. Or maybe you have to write certain documents in German as well. So that's why you need to be opening up in communication and making quite a number of German speaking friends who can help you out. Who, not all Germans are helpful, but you can make good friends who speak German or have a good command over the German language, who can help you out in this bureaucratic stuffs. You have to also understand that the German is a quite a tough language, and especially for the people who have never thought of even learning the German language. Like me, I never thought of learning a German language until my third year of my bachelor's, when I decided to go for my master's in Germany. So for us, it's very difficult to accept the fact that we have to learn a new language, and and the language itself is really complex, especially the German grammar. So you have to practice, and this is how you can get command over the language. So you have to practice really hard, and you don't need to care at the start. You don't need to care about the grammar you are speaking unless and until what you are speaking is understandable or comprehensive. So it has to be comprehensive. That is more important than speaking the right with the right grammar, because even maximum of the German speaking people don't use the correct grammar while speaking. But you need a good and strong command over the German grammar when you are writing. So writing documents and something in German needs a good command over the language. But at the start, you need to have a command over the speaking, and that you can make only through communications. Communication, you have to do verbal communication with people, and also make friends, German friends, who can help you out and help you out not in the bureaucratic stuff, but also with improving your language. The next thing where you can learn the language is by undertaking certain part-time jobs. So the part-time jobs you can take could be in like I can't say odd jobs, but normally like in bakeries or food joints or shopping malls, where you can where you can join as a part-time at part-time, and you can. So yes, wait a minute. So at the end, I was saying that in order to improve your language, there is one more way, is that you join for some part-time jobs. So generally for the part-time jobs, if you are in small cities, you need at least basic German skills to get a part-time job, but you can try to negotiate and join the part-time job. And during this part-time jobs, you will be able to improve your language as well. It is from my personal experience. Like I was working in a food joint, and it was there where I gained experience in speaking the language and gained the confidence. And learning a language, you can learn as many words as you can, but you have to also gain confidence in speaking it. So to gain the confidence, doing part-time jobs is a good option, I think. Yes, and when I am speaking about the German languages, so the German language is also an important point when you're applying for internships and or thesis. So there are different types of internships depending on the different criteria. For example, for salary, so there are two types: paid and unpaid internships or thesis. For the internships and thesis, you can do it in a university or at a research institute like DLR Fraunhofer, or in industries. In industries, generally you get a higher salary or a stipend or payment every month if you do it in industries. And when you apply for these internships and thesis, you have to apply in German and or English. It depends upon the advertisement of the position. So applying thesis and internships is a whole new topic. But in brief, it is applying for an internship or thesis is just like applying for a job. So you have to put down your cover letter, CV to the advertised job position and give interviews. So depending on the job advertisement, you have to either write your application in German or in English. Sometimes they ask for, the advertisement is in English, but they ask for basic German or intermediate German skills while applying. So it really depends. It's a whole new topic altogether, and maybe we'll have a separate webinar for that. So yes, and the language when you go for this internships and thesis could be English if you are in research institutes like Fraunhofer or DLR, but not everyone speaks English. That you have to keep in mind. But maximum of them must be speaking English. Like in DLR, I know I have there for a couple of times for interviews, and they speak English just because they are in research and they have to communicate their research in English for like a global exposure. And also certain international companies, like all the international companies have a large chunk of people speaking English. While if you are applying for jobs or internships or thesis for the medium scale industries, then you have to have a good command over the German language. So basically, if you have a good command over the German language, you have more opportunities opened for you. And there are certain next, I would like to say briefly about the certain legal things that you have to keep in mind while working in Germany. The first one being that you can legally work 20 hours. So this is basically for students. So if for legally you can work for 20 hours a week and 120 full days. So one full day is generally calculated as 8 working hours. So you can do that. So you have to keep this in mind when you join for any part-time job or any voluntary internship. So voluntary internship is also included in this, while the involuntary or the compulsive or a compulsory internship and thesis are generally not included in this 120 full days scheme. The next thing is that you can also work as a working student, which is a very good concept that I find in Germany, is that you work as an employee in an industry, but you are treated, you work as an employee in the industry, but you are still a student. So you generally get 40 to 50% of a full-time salary. So it's generally really high. And yes, and as I said before, that these internships and thesis or working student things that you do during your master's or bachelor's is can be written down on your CV as work experience, and they are generally calculated at work experiences. And it will be really helpful for people who are like freshers, who are like recently graduated from their bachelor's. It will really help them to gain some experience and demonstrate these experiences, demonstrate these activities as experiences when you apply for jobs in Germany. So yes, so that was all from my side. Thank you for your attention. And now we are open for all the discussions and questions. Feel free to ask questions in whichever language you are comfortable with. And we are here, me and Subham are here to clear your doubts. Thank you again.
Hi, everyone. This is Pinkal here. And first of all, thank you very much for such an informative, webinar. I have a couple of questions. because one of my brother wants to pursue masters here in Germany, and he's currently working. He has close to 1 year of experience. I would like to know, is GMAT score an essential thing while applying for courses here, and how like can we apply to multiple courses in the same university while filing the application?
Okay. Shubham, you want to answer something? Or should I proceed?
You can put it.
Okay. So regarding the GMAT, yes, it depends on the course, because I know I am now mentoring a couple of my friends for MBA courses in Germany. And for their application, they need a GMAT score. So you really need a GMAT score if you're applying for MBA related courses in Germany. And the second one is that, is it possible to apply 2 courses in the same university? I would say yes. Generally, it is not recommended, but still there is always a doubt that you should or you should not. But if I were you, I would not apply 2 courses at the same university, because this will create a confusion for them, because when you are applying for an university, you have to give a statement of purpose, and this really gives a negative remark over your applications when you write 2 different statement of purposes for 2 different courses but at the same university. So if I were you, I will not do it. But if you ask, there are certain people who say, it's okay to do it. So it's always your call to do or not to do. But as far as, if I were you, I would not do it. I will only choose the best course that I need to do in that university, and I will apply for it. Or maybe you do the application for one, let's say for the summer semester, let's say you didn't get through it, and you can apply for a different course in the same university, but for the winter semester. So you can do that. You can do that. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's great to know. And may I know by when we should start the application process if we are willing to join in a winter semester?
So generally, when if you're willing to join in a winter semester, start applying. Winter is at September. Okay, so start applying from March. Yes, it's around about March. First week of March is to start applying. But you have to always keep an eye on the different deadlines, because all the universities have different deadlines for the master's application. So you have to really have to go through the DAD website and through each of your interested courses and note down the deadlines, because there is no one deadline. So, but normally you can start applying in March. Yes.
Okay, that's great. And another question, probably the last one. What's the difference between the applied sciences university and the technical universities? Do you recommend a specific area or university to choose, or we can just blindly go ahead with both the cases?
Okay, Shubham, you want to say?
Yeah, so I can answer this question. So I'm doing my bachelor's currently in the University of Applied Science. So as my colleague Mr. Madan Mohan said, so it's more of practical oriented, and it actually prepares you for the industry. So when you are doubtful about to choose in between the Technische Universities, which is the TU, or the Applied Sciences, which we call here the Hochschule, then it's always better to go to the DAD website and go through the course curriculum. And in the course curriculum, you can actually see what all courses they will be making you study during a study period, and what all will be the main branches, like main areas in which they will be giving you a specialization. For my experience, I took the applied science universities because I'm mostly planning to do my master's studies after this. And after master's, I want to start with the industry. So that means I want to go into the industry and get a job. And when you do a course in the University of Applied Sciences, then your whole course structure will be designed accordingly. So your labs, even the theoretical subjects will be theoretical just to say, but mostly it will be practical oriented. So you will be taught mostly the practical things in your theory also, and it's mostly upon the practical knowledge that you need to gain during your education in the college, so that when you go tomorrow to the industry, then you won't find any difficulties. But technical means the Technische University, which is the TUs, they mostly are designed for doctoral or research area and so. So yeah, I hope I answered.
Okay, yeah, that answers. Thank you. And where do we find the letter of recommendation formats and SOP? Is there any specific format we have to follow for all the universities?
So there are some of the formats or templates that are already available on the internet. So yes, there is no specific format, I would say, but there are some recommended formats and templates that people also use it for applying to universities in US and Canada. So normally we follow the same format and the template. The LOR or the letter of recommendation also doesn't have a format. Is generally is different for the different references you take. So different referees you have. So it's always different, but there is generally for the LOR, yes, we don't have a specific. So to be honest, we don't have a specific format for European universities, especially German universities. So it's something that we take it from the US and we use it for our application. So you will find that there are a lot from Harvard and Cambridge which are already available on their website, which you can use as a reference when you are formatting your or structuring your SOP and LORs.
Okay, yeah. I think that's all from my side, and thank you very much, both of you, for all the information.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, I would like to add a point. Can you guys see me? Yeah. I also thought about the formats is quite important, and one of the things which I saw LaTeX. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry, this is watching much.
It's just lagging a bit. It lagged a bit in the middle. Yeah. Maybe you can speak switching off your camera. Maybe you can speak switching off your camera. It will be, yeah.
Yeah. I was saying there is a there's this thing called LaTeX where you have a lot of formats where you can have cover letters and all these letters. Good thing about that is every format has one uniform order and uniform look, where you can have everything in the same thing, like a cover letter or letter of intent, CV, and all these things. And I saw that these people, especially because the recruiters include most of the engineers, and they really like this approach. And yeah, in this way also I apply. This is what I want to show.
Yes. Thank you, Rajiv. It was also a good information, I would say. Is there any more queries or questions from the audience who want to ask?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sathik. I just want to ask one question regarding IELTS. Is IELTS mandatory, or you need to have that 6.5 as mandate score, or like if you have like around 6, it will be fine for applying for masters and all?
So generally, when I say 6.5, it's more recommended. I won't say that it's mandatory to have a 6.5. I say recommended because it will, like most of the courses, master courses in Germany, they ask for minimum of 6.5. So it's an average that most of the universities ask for. That's why they say I said that 6.5 is recommended. So if you have a 6.5, you have maximum, you can apply, or you have a maximum number of opportunities for applying. So most of the universities will be open for you when you score a 6.5. But yes,
Okay.
if you score a 6, you can still have some courses. Yes, I won't say no, but you will still have courses.
Yeah, thank you.
So is there any more questions or queries?
हेलो मदन हेलो
हाँ,
शुभम
सौरभ भाई, सौरभ भाई।
बहुत बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन बढ़िया सब भल लगिला जस्ट दीटा पॉइंट मु ऐड करिवि जो आमे कवर लेटर विषय रे कथा हले आ मोटिवेशन लेटर पर कथा हले एबे रिसेंटली मु किचन को रिक्रूट माने आमे जो स्टूडेंट मन को रिक्रूट करछु रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट रे हम से रिक्रूटमेंट टीम रे थिली सो मोस्टली वी लुक फॉर स्टोरीज दोज आर यूनिक तो तमे तो गोटे वेबसाइट को जाई की गोटे फॉर्मेट डाउनलोड करूछ यूके रो हो यूएस रो हो जत्ते भी बड़ यूनिवर्सिटी हो ना कहीं जो बहुत भल भल इंग्लिश वर्ड थिबो बहुत हेवी सेंटेंस थिबो सेगुडा को से माने प्रेफर करंती इन जनरल म कहूची जर्मन प्रोफेसर मन कथा दे डू नॉट रियली प्रेफर दैट यू टुक फ्रॉम एनी अदर वेबसाइट एंड यू आर showing us really nice lines that education is the path of light and blah 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 and so the better way is to write your own story. So the last time also I gave one example of Vishwa where he says that I'm a son of a farmer and due to some lack of information from the weather forecasting we had problems. That's why I want to study more about space engineering or satellites. So then just two sentences is already motivating the professor that he has curiosity, like he's curious. So तब जब गोटे यूनिवर्सिटी गोटे कोर्स गोटे जॉब को अप्लाई कर nobody wants a genius now for specifically I'm telling about research obviously industry it is different तब गोटे यूनिवर्सिटी we are looking for curious people कि तमर जानिबा को इच्छा अछि तमे यदि सब जानिछ ताले तमे एठी आसीबा आवश्यक ना तमर यदि जानिया को इच्छा अछि ताले तमे हम कन्विंस करो सो बट तमे तमको रेफरेंस दोछ जे you are doing your research in this way and I have some knowledge now I want to expand it more then we give you a chance. But if you have already done all the courses, you are already a best student, everything, then we don't need you. So एटा मु कहयौ चाहूतली जे सदाबेले ट्राई करो जेते पॉसिबल होची मोटिवेशन लेटर टा आ एसओपी टा निजे लिखिया पई आ ट्राई टिके टाइम लागू बट स्टोरी टा निजर हवा दरकार आ मोटिवेटिंग हवा दरकार जेते जनरल इंग्लिश हो हेते भलो बहुत हेवी वर्ड्स उडाको ब्रिटिश लोक को भल लागि पारे बट जर्मन प्रोफेसर को इतने हेवी वर्ड्स दरकार ही नहीं कारण से माने इंग्लिश लोक नुह बा से माने को ई भलिया मोटिवेटिंग वर्ड्स र किछि इच्छा ही नहीं जानिबार सो मोर एटा कहयर पॉइंट या थिला जो एसओपी ऊपर हमें कथा हले सेते बेले कि हमें गोटे वेबसाइट को फॉलो करिया सेम किछि खास आवश्यक नहीं हां तमे देखो जे किछि लोक केमिति लिखि छंती बा जस्ट गोटे रेफरेंस पई बट द लिखु जो को भी फॉर्मेट को फॉलो करन कि एमिति
देखा सुपा जॉन सडन कटियो लागे
एबे सुबुची
हाँ भाई सुबुची
हाँ
हाँ तो बस मोर यही कहयार थिला कि एसओपी आ मोटिवेशन लेटर टा को बहुत बहुत पर्सनल करा जाऊ आ ताकू एमिति गोटे किछि जनरल ढांचा बा गोटे फॉर्मेट को फॉलो करना जाऊ जेते यूनिकनेस बढ़िबो सेते एप्लीकेशन र वैल्यू टा बढ़िबो मु देखिछि बहुत सिंगापुर आ चाइना रो पिला मानकर रेज्यूमे जोथरे से माने गोटे छोटो आर्ट भी करन तांग फोटो तळे बा से तळे गोटे टैगलाइन दियंती सो फॉर एग्जांपल तमे जदि गोटे सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर गोटे कोनोसी पछोट लिखंती गोटे छोटो टैगलाइन दियंती कि द शूटर गाय और समथिंग मु देखिछि केते फनी वे रे लोक माने मोटिवेशन लेटर लिखचंती कि केतेबेले यंग एचआर माने थिबे मु जानने हाउ ओल्ड पीपल रिएक्ट टू दोज रेज्यूमे but nowadays resumes are also pretty creative कि सही सेम टैबुलर फॉर्मेट रे जर्मन गवर्नमेंट रे अप्लाई कले ऑब्वियसली से माने टैबुलर सीवी मागुचंती बट सीवी मोटिवेशन लेटर सब गोटे नुआ दुनिया को आसिलानी बे हमें आउ सही एटा को फॉलो करिया दरकार आउ प्लीज प्लीज केही भी डियर सर मैडम यूज करनी नेवर यूज दिस तमे जदि जण को अप्लाई करूछ इफ ही इज एचआर और ए रिक्रूटिंग टीम और पर्सन प्लीज राइट हिज और हर नेम like Dr. Hofstadter or whatever you want if it's someone. So write his or her name, her address. Then he feels like this letter is written to me, not someone, dear sir / madam. Then it feels like a call center, right? That you are asking for someone that, oh, I don't know who you are, just interested in study abroad. So jette letter ta specific au heavy feel habo, se tuमको sette convincing है कि job ta दबो, बस से तुम पढ़िया को try करियो बस. बाकी बहुत भल पॉइंट सब मेंशन कर आउ गोटे आमे सेशन करिया जोथरे मैरिड कपल मानकर बा तमे जदी गोटे स्पाउस आसुची तार लैंग्वेज रो प्रॉब्लम कोन होउची कि तमे जदी एठी परमानेंटली रहूच तमर जदी एठी माने पूर्ण निजर माने छोट छुआटे जन्म होला से केमिति आगु आगु बढ़िबो ता ऊपर भी हमें आउट वेबिनार करिया जोथरे हमें कहिबा जे स्पाउस माने आसला पर कोन हुए बा कौन ट्रेनिंग दरकार जो माने सेठी जो माने मैरिज करूचंती मैरिज सर्टिफिकेट टू कैन कन्वर्ट करिवे कोन एई ऊपर भी हमें गोटे करिवा वेबिनार जोथरे हमें टिके अलगा लाइफ रे इन जनरल अदर लाइफ विषय भी कथा हे केवल स्टूडेंट नो बट भल बहुत भल लागिला मदन शुभम त माने ए कल बढ़िया लागिला.
तो मोर भी आ गोटे पॉइंट एठे ऐड करियो अछि जेंति आपण कहले. तो किंतु मोर ए मोटिवेशन लेटर कवर लेटर सब जर्मन रे अछि बिकॉज़ मो जर्मन डॉट प्रोग्राम और जर्मन प्रैक्टिकम लाइक इंटर्नशिप पर अप्लाई करबी जदी इज इट ओके ताले मु शेयर करबी मो स्क्रीन देन आई कैन शो यू द फॉर्मेट एंड जो ए सतेज भाई भी कहउचंती जो डिजिटल सिग्नेचर एंड ऑल देन ए ऊपर एक कथा करबी से मो स्क्रीन शेयर करछु तो
श्योर.
तो देखाउ तो या तो हाँ तो मु गोटे एठे कोर्स जॉइन इतली मो कॉलेज रे हाउ टू राइट द कवर लेटर फॉर द कंपनी एंड फॉर द रिसर्च प्रोग्राम्स. तो से माने मते मेन करी जोटा कहले सबले तुम नेम रहिबार अछि मते लेफ्ट हैंड साइड टॉप रे followed by your address and a brief address about your not like सब किछि दबो and a telephone number and an email address, that's all. And तापरे जहाँ को apply करछो जदि if you know the person's name जेमति सौरभ भाई कहले then write directly to him or her mentioning his or her name. So for example एठे अछि Birgit Hirschman Daimler AG रो. So write his name and his address like the company ro and तापरे end रे right side रे आसे date and एठे मेन करके जो था एटा टॉपिक का था काहे कि हम अप्लाई करछु. तो applying for internship in the field of industrial engineering for the company Mercedes-Benz AG. So and it is एटा देखो जे होतरे. So instead of writing the dear sir or madam जोटा सौरभ भाई कहले it's always recommended to write with the name. So there's German Rochi, but it is like with the name respected or with the along with the name. And in the first paragraph, it's all it सबोडे भलो था कि हमें जदी हमर मोटिवेशन देखेबु मु काहे कि ए पे अप्लाई कर. तो मोर एटा इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग in the field of automation achieved for the Mercedes-Benz company in Sindelringen. So mu seda lekhi ki mu Mercedes-Benz re kainki like interested achi and moro kono kono motive achi so that mu e company re apply karuchi. Just and it's very important here in Germany ki kebe bhi ame amaro cover letter आरंभ करछु केबे भी हमको आरंभ कथा करिया नाही कि my name is Shivam Sarangi and I am a student of mechanical engineering in this semester. Eta first point tha rejection but eta mate college re mate कहलो. So always start find a motive line and start with that. So eta mu lekhichi like basically so in accordance with the future innovations in the field of automotive industry, I would like to apply in the Mercedes field, Mercedes-Benz cars, because I feel it always the leader. And when you think of Mercedes, then it's always the first in this area to do some innovations in this field. So say that koriki tapre more motive poteli and then second paragraph re tikke gote connecting line asibo how to change your motive to the company's application portal, and then you need to apply, show about these things like તમે કાંઈથી apply કરું છો, તમે કોણ કરી છો એ field पे. Same goes with the college, कि તમે जो इंडिया रे जो कॉलेज रे पढ़ी छ कौन करी छ. And at the end it's always like college time is different, but for the company you always need to say that it will be highly obliged for me and a great opportunity to have a interview with you. And if you have any questions, then you can also reach by my personal mail ID or telephone. And at the end, it's always recommended to give a digital signature. And tapre unlagan. Unlagan mane all the documents that you need to give. Whatever you have mentioned here, they also need to see sometimes as a proof. Tapre unlag eta hala cover letter format. Same goes with the Lebenslauf, which is the what is this? Resume. Yeah, resume CV. So resume iro bhi imti kichi format not tha, but more Hochschule re koile ki it should be always there should be a 1.2 inch gap from the left side, and from the right side it should be a 1.6 inch gap. Same goes from the top and bottom ro tara dimensions achi. I'm not sure about everything, kintu mu say dimensions separate korichu. And এটা more German Lebenslauf, so ସବୁ କିଛି German ରେ ଅଛି. And it's always recommended जोटा तमे in present କରୁଛ जो ପାଇଁ apply କରୁଛ ସେଇଟା ସବୁଠୁ ଆଗରେ ଆସିବାର ଅଛି. For example, ଏବେ ମୋର କଲେଜ ର ଏଇଟା ଜିନିଷ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି, ଯଦି କାଲି କଲେଜ ରେ apply କରୁଛି ତ ମୁଁ ମୋର Bildungsweg, which is the education background ଟା ଆଗ ଦେବି. କିନ୍ତୁ କାଲି କି ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଜବ ପାଇଁ apply କରୁଛି କି କୋ internship ପାଇଁ apply କରୁଛି, ମୁଁ ମୋର Berufserfahrung, that is the job portal, job experiences taku mu first year of on Bildungsweg taku second year. So it's like you can change according to for which you are applying. And tapre se qualifications kon achi kon soft skills achi ei ja sabu tha. And tapre yara bhi entry sinti digital signature amku dakta. So yeah, and tapre ame end karu all the certificates what we have, like this is my mark sheet. So yeah, so this is like the basic thing what we need to apply. And first support is better जो job portal ଦେଇଛି କି college ପାଇଁ ଆମେ apply କରୁଛୁ ସବୁବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ PDF ନବ, ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର PDF ତଳେ ଆମେ ସବୁ ଗୋଟେ sequence ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ add କରି ଯିବୁ. And ତା ପାଇଁ ବି ଆମକୁ ଗୋଟେ user list ଦବାକୁ ପଡେ କି ହଁ ମୋର ଏଇ sequence ପରେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଆସିବ. ଆଗ ମୋର ଆସିଲା the cover letter, ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା ମୋର the motivation letter, then I have gone through the resume, then I have the certificate, then my noten speaker and all. So yeah, ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ add କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି.
Thank you, Subham. बहुत ଭଲ information actually, and it will be really helpful just for not new people coming to Germany, किंतु जो मैंने जर्मनी रे थाई कि एबे बहुत जन को मु जानि छी जो माने जर्मनी थाई कि एबे जॉब की इंटर्नशिप की थीसिस में एबे अप्लाई करू छथि. So your information will be really insightful. तो शाला कथा, but I guess Saswat bhai and may discuss with the group members. It will be really good. मु भाबुची कि गोटे बहुत भलो जिंस हबो जदि if you have a dedicated webinar over how to write a cover letter and CV for German markets and universities. So Seita, I guess Saswat bhai, I don't know if Saswat bhai says.
So I would like to end this with a great thanks to Madan and also the other group members, also Subham and Madan specially जो मैंने पूरा content prepare करते, and also to the other participating members and advisors जो उन्होंने आज तंकर views share करी परले. आमे बहुत शीघ्र तंकर inputs नहीं की कोरिलेट करके आगो को सेशन हमके प्लान करिबा. और जहाँ इन्फॉर्मेशन की जहाँ आपन कांटेक्ट करिया चाहिए www.odiaingerman.com रे प्लीज हमको शेयर करिवे. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I hope it will be very nice to hear from you soon. Thank you. Jai Jagannath. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Jagannath. Have a good evening. Bye.